we got to shift to the NBA, man.
Oh, boy. I think I know what you're going to say, man, but go ahead.
Your boy Kawhi, man. What are you doing, man?
Man, you know, for those of you who don't know, Kawhi Leonard for the Clippers, everybody was kind of like wondering, like, how did the Clippers get Kawhi? Like, it was just kind of weird. And so what Pablo Torres, writer for ESPN, was on a podcast and kind of dug in pretty deep. And there was a company, obviously, that is kind of owned by the owner. What was his name?
Balmer.
Balmer, yeah,
Steve Ballmer.
Mr. Balmer. And so they offered him another $25 million. This company, now they plant flowers. I can't see Kawhi planting flowers, but they just told him, hey, man, don't even show up and we'll pay the $25 million on top of what the Clippers are paying. So it just looks shady. And then, you know, I've never really trusted his uncle.
Yeah.
They said his uncle, they were renegotiating or trying to negotiate with Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And so he asked for, if you can get Kawhi, if you give me stake. Exactly. If you give me stake in the Raptors, but you know what? That's probably illegal because he plays for them.
Right.
So just give me stake in the Toronto Blue Jays, the Major League Baseball team. So they kindly declined because those two teams are owned by the same owners.
Right.
But for him to have the gall to even ask that was unreal. So to me, he's shady. He is, and you don't hear about a whole lot because Kawhi is very quiet. Kawhi doesn't say a word. You can't get much out of Kawhi, but just by that alone, it just smells bad. It smells real bad.
Well, when I heard the Pablo Torre little report, now I don't want to say little report. When I heard the report, that's where my mind went. Then I started looking because there's always two sides.
Of course,
right?
Of course.
I started looking into it, and the company's called Aspirations.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both co-founders were pled guilty to wire fraud.
That I didn't know.
They conned, and now then the other thing was Steve Ballmer gets interviewed by
ESPN?
ESPN. I can't think of the lady.
Ramona
Shelburne.
Yep.
He says, look, everything was above board. They investigated when it happened. Now, let's start off with the why does Kawhi go to the Clippers thing. All right. Number one, they got new ownership, right?
Yep.
So they're looking at doing something new.
Right.
You know he's not going to the Lakers because he's kind of that old school. I don't want to play with the best. I want to beat the best because he's beating them. So why would he want to play?
Right.
He's an LA kid. What other team that you're going to be able to play on that's going to be able to get you as close there?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, he's, from what I understand, lives in San Diego, could be from there, but he's a West Coast kid.
Yeah.
Initially I said, oh, okay, Kawhi's psycho enough to say, hey, the Clippers, and maybe a lot of people don't know, but the original Clippers are from San Diego.
Right.
San Diego Clippers. Michael K's with the Jerry curl.
I still think we related, but keep going.
Boy, you stupid. Boy, you stupid. So that's initially why I thought that he went there, and also to kind of beat LeBron.
Yeah, I want to bring, because I'm the type that I would want to go there because I want to be, when it's all said and done, I want to be so that he was the catalyst to starting it all and putting us in a position we won a championship with him.
For sure.
He'd be legendary, right? So we have that. That's the way I looked at it, that he, I don't see him not wanting to go there. But when Steve Ballmer comes out and says that, they invested in him, they were investing, he put money into the company because he does that. And then they were the dude. I think his name was Sonner or Salter, one of the co-owners, was using the evaluation of the business that it was worth $1 billion to get loans and pull money out against it, and he was using it, for lavish lifestyle. Yeah. And the other co-owner was doing the same thing. So Ballmer says they conned me. I lost money in that, right? So I really want to just wait because number one, the NBA did an investigation.
Oh, yeah.
And it came out clean. So what happened between, I don't know if it was 21 or 22 to now that, that you're going to be able to prove, because it's really hard to prove. And if they did do it, Ballmer's not stupid enough to send an email to that effect. Right. Now, Pablo Torres said that there were people within the company that were apparently told by the higher ups, yeah, we're paying him, right? Ooh. But here's the thing. Ooh. These guys that were telling them they're being convicted of wire fraud. Yeah. What makes you think that they weren't telling them that to, number one, sound like they got it like that. Yep. Number two, to try to throw smoke or put that smoke out that they're actually taking money out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just my thoughts. Ballmer has been nothing but great for the NBA.
Yeah.
He's been ultra supportive of the players. The Clippers were the worst organization in the history of the NBA. Almost the history of sports.
Yeah.
Just because of the owner that they had. And people were upset that the NBA allowed this to continue when they knew for years.
Right.
And so I like the fact that Adam Silver said, no, we're going to do something about this.
Right.
And it was just cut it off immediately. And I thought they got the perfect guy.
Yeah.
I don't see Ballmer doing some underhand shady stuff like that. I just don't see it.
No.
As you said, you got to look at people's past.
Yeah.
How long has Ballmer been doing this stuff as far as a businessman and being successful?
Dog, he could buy the NBA, right. The whole entire NBA if he wanted.
$25 million is not a lot of money for him. Just being honest.
No.
So, I'm gonna say that everything was above board on his end.
Right.
That's just. I mean,
right.
I really like him.
Yeah.
He brings energy. He's a different type of owner. He's involved. And so,
I'll tell you this. And I'm guilty of it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
We see something and there's this conclusion. Yeah, he did that.
Of course, we got to stop that.
It has to be stopped. And I have to do a better job of stopping. Although subconsciously, I'll look at things and be like, "Come on, man, you know that's what happened,"
right.
Without knowing exactly the facts, right?
Correct.
But in this instance, what I am trying to do better is, for most things, I like to let everything play out and then make a decision.
Very, very few can let things play out.
Right. And then when I've heard the stuff, I looked into it and it was like, yo, but you're talking all this stuff about the sports angle because I get it. If you tie them in, it's a bigger story.
Of course.
But you don't really spend a lot of time talking about what those two co-owners did and what they were found guilty of in federal court. Right? So
that's the one problem athletes have with media. It's more of pushing the bigger narrative, the bigger story than the actual truth.
Yeah. And sometimes if you just there are narratives in the truth, right? You can just push the true narrative and not try to. I get it. It's like you're trying to persuade people to this and this. But what happens is when you put stuff out and then it comes out that stuff isn't correct, you had an agenda. Now we don't trust what you say.
Right.
But if you push it out and just toe the line and let it organically get to where it's going to get, then people make their own assumptions. They can't come back and say that you did this and you did that.
I would be very interested, and I don't know this, but I would be very interested to see when Pablo Torres' contract expires.
Yeah.
See?
He could have his own angle and agenda, and could be starting this other stuff. But I tell you, the craziest thing is, and it didn't even dawn on me. I need a no-show job. I want a no-show.
Sure.
I want a no-show.
I always know that was a thing.
I always heard no-show jobs on The Sopranos and some of the mafia. I'm not saying that they only did it, but I think that was the first time I heard a no-show job, and it was with the unions talking about it. And you listen to it and you're like, okay, no-show job. You don't pay attention to it. But then when they started talking about it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. You can be paid just so they can say that you're attached, but you don't never have to come in to work or do anything. Huh? Yeah, I need to look. Hey, the owner of Street Cred Sports, I need to holler at you, dog. I need to holler because I need a no-show job.
Hey, man, listen. In college, that was my first time not experiencing, because I didn't have a no-show job. I was actually working. But yeah, I mean, every Friday, man, envelopes show up and no-show job. So I have witnessed it. I didn't understand it at the time.
But that's what it was.
I
had to. Do you remember Lala Imports?
No, I don't.
Lala Imports was a booster at UTEP.
Okay, I don't know.
And the summer, when they were like, it was like, well, we want you to play on the team and stuff. And I was like, man, I gotta work. And they was like, okay. And they made phone calls, and then this guy, the owner of Lala Imports, hired me during the summer. Mm-hmm. And the Lala Imports was right there off of Paisano, right as you're going over the bridge. It was like it's big, like the warehouses and stuff are. Like if you're going down Paisano, there's warehouses on this side. And I worked in the warehouse.
Wow.
I worked in the warehouse. It was cool.
You was in the warehouse, man. I was doing construction. Now I was inside the hospital.
Oh, so see,
made some really good money.
Yeah. See.
Had some really good laughs.
See, that just let you know the hierarchy where your boy was. Your boy was down here, though. Your boy was in the warehouse. No. in the hot ass desert warehouse. Man. Like mad at Lee. That's why I was trying to go at Lee in practice. Like, yeah, he in there because he getting that 69, 68 degree weather, and I'm over here sweating at 1012. You hear me? 1012.
No, I wish it was like that, ladies and gentlemen, but it was not. But excuse me, I did get paid very well, but I didn't know any better.
Right. Yeah.
I got a job. I was told, hey, show up here. You need to talk to this person. They're going to take care of you and pay you. Yeah. So, my parents told me, boy, you better get over there and work. So, I mean, that's what I did. I didn't know I could walk around and eat in the hospital cafeteria and just hang out. I had no idea. So,
hey, and real talk, hospital cafeteria food is really good.
Lovely.
Look.
Lovely.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Another day.